Really quickly explain why there's two names going to be revealed in this video, in case you've missed it or not seen us explain it in the past. So when we found out we were expecting baby girl number 5, cute, we had to pick the perfect name. We spent a lot of hours thinking about what we were going to call this precious little one, and one name fit. You'll understand why a little bit later in the video, but one name fit perfectly. It's actually a name that I considered with Jace when I was pregnant with Jace, if he'd have been a girl. So it's a name we've liked for a lot of years. Chris was actually the one that brought it up with this baby, and I loved it straight away. However, there was another name that I liked slightly better. I don't think I do now though. I don't think I do like it better. Yeah. But I think that's because she's here and I feel like she fits her name.
Yeah, definitely. I still haven't called her it yet though. No. I'm still calling her baby.
But there's two names. So the name that Chris loved, which is what she's officially called, not officially because we've not registered her yet.
Legally, she will be legally called
She's 12 days old, but we've not legally officially called her this yet, but this is her name. And then the second name, which is what I loved, that she will be called for short, maybe, because I feel like I've called her it like once or twice.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. But she's going to have a official name and then a name that we'll probably call her for short. Like with Mila, we call her Mimi's. Isabel, we call her Izzy, and so on. We couldn't use one as a first name and one as a second name because the names are very similar.
Yeah.
So we couldn't use both names officially. But yeah, so that's why there's two names. And I hope you enjoy the little journey, watching the little journey that got us to choosing the perfect name for this perfect little girl.
Okay, so now you know her name is Aurora, and we couldn't be more happy with that. And there wasn't a name that was any more fitting than that name for this little girl.
Yeah, we found out when we were pregnant whilst we were in Norway, and the first ever time we saw
the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Or the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
So there was no other name that she was ever going to have other than Aurora, because
it's just so perfect. Makes me want to cry.
The whole day and the whole week and the whole period in time in our lives that we found out that we were pregnant with Aurora was the most magical time I think we probably ever had as a family, in the middle of the Arctic Circle, in our Sprinter van,
in our little bubble, in our little family bubble. It was so lovely, just
loving life. And as we found out, we saw the Northern Lights, so there's nothing...
The first time as well. It was like one of the first times, was it not?
Yeah, and so there was nothing more perfect than that name for her. So she was always going to be called Aurora from that very day if she was a girl.
I really liked Aura, just because I feel like Aura is such a... It's just different. It's just a bit different, and I really like names that are a bit different. And I also loved that Aura is 4 letters, like the rest of our children.
Mila, Jace, Aura, yeah.
Yeah.
So Aurora and
Esme,
Aura.
Isla, Izzy.
Yeah. So her name's Aurora legally. Her full name's Aurora, but
we still like Aura, and we might call it Aura for short.
Yeah, like she has like as you've probably seen a jumper that says Aura on the back of it already.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of got, it's not a double-barrel first name or anything like that. It's
Aura
just,
Aurora.
No, it's just...
We can't call it Aura Aurora or Aurora Aura.
Aura's just a short name.
Yeah.
Aurora's her legal name.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Speaking of double-barrel / second names, we have never struggled with names for our babies.
Okay,
And
so...
she's 12 days old and we've still not got her full name.
Let's have a backstory of this, right? So we're in the middle, no, it's a very, very hot night. And we're in, where were we? Where was it? Is it Valencia? We're in Valencia, right? In the summer, in the van. And we've parked up for the night because just so random, but one of my camera piece of equipment broke on my camera, so we had to go to Valencia to pick up a new one, but we got there the night before so we could get it from the shop early and then go to like our destination the next day. So we're wild camping in the middle of Valencia, near the beach, and it's so hot. It's like 50 degrees. It's the hottest night we've ever experienced of life, ever. Like Dubai, obviously in Dubai it's hotter than that, but we're in air-conditioned rooms. We're not in air conditioning at this point.
It was bad.
So it was very hot. And we were up really late talking about names, and we decided on a name.
We didn't decide on the name.
We did decide on the name.
Chris decided on the name.
And we decided that I could choose the first and the second. We already had the first name, Aurora, but I could choose the second name and Sarah could choose the third, right? Because our children have, in general, 4 names. They have the first, second, third, then surname.
No, you decided you could choose the first and the second.
And
not me.
And in tradition, since Esme, our kids have always had like a special relative in their name. So like as the third name.
So the third name's like a meaningful name. So all of our children have a meaningful third name.
Anyway, we weren't gonna, because we kind of at the time we thought Mila was the last. We kind of used our last meaningful name with Mila, but basically now we decided maybe we're not going to go down the meaningful name route in this.
No, I want to
this one. I'm not in agreement, but anyway. But also the second name we had agreed on in the van. Sarah was in charge of the third name, and now Sarah, once she's born, has reneged on the second name.
No, he's lying.
Now she's like, I'm not sure. So we're not 100% sure what her second or third name is right now. But I mean, her first name is definitely Aurora.
So I'm going to tell you what I like. I liked the name Aura, but I also liked the name Aurabella. So if I was to pick a first name and Aurora was out of the question, which it's not obviously, but I loved the name Aurabella. I think it's gorgeous. Chris thinks it sounds like a cow's name.
No, I don't. I like it now. I don't mind it now. You like it now? Yeah, I don't mind it now.
He didn't like it when I first told him, he likes it now. But I really liked the name Aurabella. So I like the name Bella for a second name. I like Aurora Bella, I think it's cute, and I like Aurabella, I think it's beautiful. And I also like the name Primrose, but Chris doesn't like that name. Oh, hello.
No, I'm not keen. I don't like the name Primrose. I'm not keen on it as a second name. But I don't. But
Aurora Primrose. It's so
because
cute.
we already decided on the second name. That's why.
Go on, you can tell them your second name.
So I wanted to call her something a bit different. And one of the names that I came across when we were looking at unusual, weird names, or unusual names at least.
No, it's just rare. It's not
rare names. Sorry, rare names.
Not
sorry.
common names.
Yeah, so not common names. Was Rosa V. So I wanted to call her Aurora Rosa V, which I still really love.
I don't hate it.
It's just different and beautiful. It's
Aurora
gorgeous.
Rosa V.
Oh, it's kind of like Aurora.
Rosa V.
It's like Aurora
Rosa V.
Borealis, but it's Aurora Rosa V. It's just different, rare. I don't know.
Aurora Primrose.
No.
Or Aurora Bella.
No. I don't know.
Bella.
I don't mind Aurora Bella, but I don't think it's as special as Aurora Rosa V. I don't think it's so special.
I don't know.
Anyway, so we're arguing right now about that.
So we don't have an official second name.
We'll see.
And we don't have an official third name. I want to stick with the meaningful, and we do have a meaningful name that we could use. But Chris wants to just if I go with Aurora Bella, he wants then Aurora Bella Rosa V. Ingham, don't you? If we don't go for Rosa V as a second, you want to go third. That's why you don't want to use the meaningful. But then I feel like all 5 have got meaningful thirds except her, and that's not fair.
It doesn't. I don't feel like the meaningful name flows as well with this one, so that's why I'm not. That's why I don't think it's as important with this one. It doesn't flow as well.
It doesn't need to flow. It's not even a name that gets used. It's just there on the birth certificate.
Anyway, that's her name. You know her name now. Yep. That's her name, and we've got. I don't know how. I can't remember how long you've got to register, but we're only in the first week, so we've got a while before we have to register her.
Oh, yeah, first.
So we've got a while to think about this. We need to make it right. So we're going to be thinking about this for a little while longer, and we'll let you know what her full name is when we actually decide.